Our old bathroom has reached its limit. Outdated tiles, an old tub and fixtures that have seen better days. So in this video we're tearing it all out. It's a mess and a lot of heavy lifting, but once it's empty we can finally begin rebuilding. The design is coming together too. We've chosen our tiles and our fixtures are arriving. No finished bathroom yet, but the transformation is in full swing. Okay, it's time to tackle the bathroom. It kind of feels like an end of an era to get rid of this legend of a bathroom. It's kind of sad to get rid of it because it's such a look back in time, but it has got to go. Everything is old and not very well done as well. There are cracks in the tiling. The tiling has been done very poorly, as was the toilet put in later, and it all looks a bit weird. And we just have to get it to current standards. To be honest, it's the first time that I'm not really looking forward to a project. I'm afraid it's going to take a long time and that we might face some challenges along the way, which are going to be difficult to solve. But of course, in the end, everything is going to be fine. I'm sure of it. Let's get started.
En ik breng hem maar gewoon meteen naar beneden.
Ja. It's demo time. We're taking out the curtains, the toilet, the ceiling, basically anything that isn't nailed down, and quite a few things that are. Anyone looking for lovely curtains with mushrooms on them? Because it's an ensuite to our master bedroom, everything has to go through here. Something I'm not super thrilled about, but when it's gone, it's gone. So this is what it was even like before, a dark ceiling, and they put like fake wood, plastic, white stuff on top of it. This so much reminds me of my late grandparents' house. It brings me back in time. We want to insulate the ceiling, so we are also taking out the beadboards. We'll probably reuse the wood in the garage. Now the real work begins. Time to take out the tiles, and for that we're bringing out the hammer drill. I'm suiting up in my trusty dust gear because this is going to get messy. Okay, so far so good. We have this wall all done and we're working on this one right now. It's kind of fun, but it's a little bit heavy on my hands because it's shaking all the time and it's a bit heavy in general. But we'll manage. We're switching every time so one person can rest a little bit and then the next one goes. Getting this mirror off the wall was a bit scary to me. I could see all the things that could go wrong, but none of that happened luckily, and we're fine. It's the next day and we managed to get all the tiles off in the entire bathroom, so that's good. Søren did most of it at the end because my arms were just not cooperating anymore. Today we're going to focus mainly on the floor, I think. So the floor is just vinyl, which we can just get off. It's very easy, but in the floor we have to put all the piping, and that's going to be a bit of a challenge. And we might want to do floor heating, so we're going to test out if we can. So we're going to test out whether it's easy to mill out the slots we need. And it's just a small bathroom, so there's not a lot, so I think we can do it ourselves. But we still have to see if it's possible or not. We don't know what kind of piping is in the floor, so we have to figure that out and then see what we can do. But first, let's get rid of this gorgeous vinyl, which is going straight into the dumpster.
Dus we krijgen hiervoor het wandje van nog te bepalen afmeting. Dan komt hier denk ik het putje. Dan van hier ongeveer 1 sleuf, 10 centimeter. Zo, nog één. Dit is dan voor de vloerverwarming. Zo.
So this is more or less the plan for the floor heating, but first, of course, we have to mill out the slots, and Søren is just going to try out if it's going to work. Søren is making headway with milling the slots for the floor heating. It's taking up some precious time, but it's going pretty well. Better than I expected. Behind the wall here we have another small bathroom. The hole in the wall is to make a connection with that bathroom so that we can continue with the floor heating in there in the future when we are going to renovate it. As I've shown you earlier, we had some cracks in the tiling, and these cracks continue in the wall. As we don't want them to come back to haunt us in the future, we hope that we can settle them by putting in these anchors. The insulation part also dates back to the 80s, so we're doing some necessary updating in that department. The amount of gaps and cracks this house used to have, we are fixing that with some pure insulation boards and spray foam. We'll also continue with the roof later on. Søren is done with all the milling, at least we think so at this point. Before we continue, we're applying primer to make sure everything sticks properly. This is our first time soldering copper pipes, and honestly, we were a bit nervous. We spent quite some time figuring out the best approach. These pipes will end up hidden inside a wall, so they really can't afford to leak. We considered all sorts of fittings and even debated calling in a plumber, but in the end, we decided to learn how to solder ourselves. And you know what? It turned out to be a solid and surprisingly simple solution.
Wat was het?
The plumbing is almost all done. It was a bit complicated and it took us quite a while to get it all done because we are changing the complete layout of our bathroom. And so that was a bit difficult, but we managed and we have been soldering, I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, for the first time. That was pretty fun. And we have been cutting out slots of the cement floor so that we can put the plumbing under the cement floor. So now we're going to put on new cement so that it's all tucked away.